And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. It is Week 16 in the NFL, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Minnesota Vikings. A happy Christmas Eve to all. What a good one we have in store as we are underway here in Week 16. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. To Montgomery to begin the drive. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A good start. One play, 10 yards. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 11 yards there and a Lion first down. Absolutely no trouble moving the ball on the ground on the first two plays from scrimmage.
Absolutely. You know what I really like? Same guy carrying the ball in both plays, and what drives me crazy is when a back has a nice run, he taps his helmet to go out of the game. I would want the ball again and again and again because you've established really nice momentum, and now you're seeing the field really well.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. And, Charles, you look at this defense. They were a very loose group coming into the week, knowing they kind of had the upper hand going into this one, taking on a team that hasn't won in a month and a half.
And that works well for you if you establish your dominance early in the game against a team that's struggling. But if somehow they fashion some plays together early, knock them back on their heels, that looseness can be used against them. And then they're trying to scramble to make sure they get their game right.
Hooker to throw on 1st and 10. They'll roll him out right. He'll leave it for Montgomery complete. All that for a 2-yard gain, 2nd down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. So they accept that penalty, and that will, of course, move the football up the field. Hooker now off play action. St. Brown making the catch on the out route. That'll give him 8 that time, and it'll be 2nd and a couple.
Okay, break.
They'll run for the first time with the speedster, Jahmyr Gibbs. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They have great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Throwing. Hooker. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And the Lions are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Hooker wants to change the look. Gibbs is in for a Lions touchdown. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Still going past the 30. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Well, he made the right choice by result, but a little bit surprising because now with touchbacks coming back to the 25 instead of the 20, when guys fielded that deep in the end zone, I think most coaches want them to take a knee.
Yeah, it's resulted in more kneel downs. Not right there. Greg Joseph on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. Their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. He'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there. Hey, look at this defense for the Vikings. They come into this one in the bottom half of the NFL against the run, number 19 overall.
And the focus now is making sure that they're hitting on all cylinders as they head into the playoffs. And that means they've got to stop the run better because playoff football often means running football. So they got to be prepared for that.
And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. This defense for the Vikings, they were very good a week ago in that win over Minnesota.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
74 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
First down throw here. It's Hooker. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings are going to get it back here just past the 35. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Quickly to Addison here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. Looking for Addison again, and he's got him again. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards. So we just called his name on the previous snap, and they go right back to him, Charles, for a 2nd consecutive completion.
Yeah, I think what we're discovering on this drive is that he feels like he has answers no matter what defense you throw up there. He reads it.
Touchdown! Jordan Addison, his 9th touchdown of the season, and the Vikings have taken the lead. Joseph connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll in fact tackle him behind the line. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Running with Montgomery from the pistol. And some strong running. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
That is caught. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 29-yard line. Looking to throw, Hooker. And he finds Montgomery complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play.
116 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
They'll run with Montgomery. Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. That's a gain of 7, and will leave them with 2nd and goal coming up.
Hooker's going to throw it.
They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A touchdown-saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
This offense so far on 3rd down, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here.
Here's Hooker.
In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Daniil Hunter racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
And that's the kind of stand all defenses are seeking. 3rd and goal, backs against the wall, and they get a monster sack, and now they're going to force him into a field goal.
And it's a fake. He's going to throw it. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. On play action, Cousins. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 21 yards. start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Give left side here for Nwangu. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Complete to Addison on the out route.
Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. He had the touchdown on the opening drive. Now he's got a 1st down. Cousins to throw it. And he rifles one incomplete.
The Vikings had 8-6 now on the year. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Now Cousins. Throw to the right, hauled in by Addison.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. He had the touchdown on the opening drive. Now he's got a 1st down.
Kind of a dangerous throw there. He's off balance when he gets rid of it. But this is all about a quarterback knowing what he can get away with. And that time, it turns into a completion and a healthy gain as well.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7. First down. Here's Cousins.
Pass complete to Addison.
They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now Cousins going to change it up.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
As a general rule, receivers love the comeback route because it puts them right in the sight lines of the guy throwing the ball. But in this case, the defender saw it and were able to knock it away.
Off the play fake, Cousins. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
And a penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward.
From the red zone now, Cousins. Touchdown, Vikings!
Jordan Addison.
His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game.
And the Vikings have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Joseph connects on the extra point.
And it's now 21-7. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings booming away.
Here's Raymond bringing it out. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
On 3rd down, they go Montgomery. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 1st down now, but the clock continues to move. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. Powers ahead at the 45. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. A final shot before break. Hooker. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half.
Well, CD, you understand. I mean, they're so eager trying to get back in this game here in the fourth quarter, but they touched that one a little too early before it went 10 yards.
Brandon, in such a high-stakes scenario, everyone's feeling the pressure on this play. The special teams coordinator, which one is he going to pick in terms of kicks? Can the kicker execute it? Can the team wait for 10 yards? So many variables, and in this case, they didn't get it done.
23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Addison hauls it in. Touchdown! Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes now in the afternoon.
And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Joseph on for the extra point. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Here's Raymond bringing it out. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a third and about 5.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
Williams. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. Running for it, Montgomery. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. A give to Montgomery out of the gun.
And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. Touchdown, Detroit. David Montgomery with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions get a bit closer. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their lead down from 21 to 14, but still sitting in a great spot, up 2 scores here in the third quarter. They'll start on the ground here with Nwangu. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he makes it all the way down to 31. 66 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Another run now for Nwangu. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Kene Nwangu.
Touchdown number 22 on the season.
And the Vikings take a 3-touchdown lead.
Joseph now to have the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Back to Montgomery on 2nd down.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his...
There he goes, left side.
Still going. Inside the 20.
Touchdown, Detroit.
David Montgomery
with now his 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter.
And the Lions are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
How about the vision on the run here? This one's intended to just be a straight dive up the middle. But once he gets through traffic, he sees that the open space is to the outside, so he's just going to angle himself out wide and win the race to the pylon.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
Another timeout called by the Vikings now. And that's going to leave him with just 1 timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. We'll be back.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And this will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play there for Minnesota. 51 yards.
Boy, this has just been an offensive clinic. It's seemingly been one big play after another, and at this this one onto the list. When you can bite off more than half the field on one play, things are definitely working in your favor.
Powers through. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Kene Nwangu with now his second touchdown of this third quarter.
And the Vikings get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
Joseph on for the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
Here's Raymond bringing it out. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their...
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds.
Boy, 30 more yards and another first down.
Williams. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
Hey, smash Bronco!
They'll run it with Williams.
And that one never got off the ground. He's going to be stopped up well behind the line of scrimmage.
Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's third down. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Lions on third down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
So 1st and 10 after a big mistake on 4th down with a penalty. They'll try the middle with Montgomery, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
To throw on 2nd down, here's Hooker.
He's going to get this one out to his fullback.
Yeah, he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. They go play action. Here's Hooker.
He'll buy some time right.
Oh, what was he thinking there? It's easily intercepted. Picked off by Lewis. And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead.
And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25.
137 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about to run them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10.
They'll go right back to Nwangu.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Kene Nwangu.
A 15-yard touchdown run.
And the Vikings are closing in on a 9th victory on the year as they extend their lead. Joseph connects on the extra point,
and that'll increase their lead to 28. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
Here's Raymond bringing it out. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Joseph now to add the PAT. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Hey, check that.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down, 3 yards in the wrong direction.
The run defense, they have been porous at times today, but not that last go-around.
No, they really tightened it up, didn't they? They finally got themselves a win because all game long we've seen them get gashed. This time they played their responsibilities, played their keys, and made a nice stop.
Montgomery, they'll run for it. And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on fourth down. The Lions turned away on fourth down. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. On first down, they'll run with Nwangu. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal.
Well, we're beyond the tone setting right now. This guy's been the bell cow all day, and they'll continue to rely on him to move the chains, drain the clock, and lead his team.
This will be caught at about the 5. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Joseph on for the extra point. And his kick is good, and flags fly as well. Some frustration showing through right now. This is going to be a roughing call. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning. Now Williams. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Here's Hooker to throw it. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is caught at the 20. A big play there for Detroit. 58 yards. Hooker now on first down. Rolling to his right. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would have, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Up the middle, Nwangu. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Cousins here to throw. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end.